Our presenter today is Leslie Yuen. Leslie Yuen, born in Hong Kong, is widely recognized within the classic car communities of California, mainland China, and Hong Kong. As an entrepreneur from Silicon Valley, Leslie's passion for automobiles was ignited during his childhood by his father's 1960s Morris Minor. His initial vehicle was a Toyota Corolla 1.6 hatchback, which preceded his discovery of an Alfa Romeo 1979 Alphasud in Hong Kong during the 1980s. As a retired business consultant with a specialization in go-to-market strategies, Leslie has garnered extensive experience at Eastman Kodak Company and various Silicon Valley startups. He holds an MBA from De La Salle University and furthered his education in innovation and business technology, business strategy at Stanford University. Despite his retirement, Leslie remains actively engaged in the car cultures of the USA and China. Leslie's driving philosophy underscores the importance of savoring the journey without undue concern for potential breakdowns, which he views as opportunities to create memorable experiences. There they are. For example, his Julietta Spider experienced a blown belt cover gasket near the Great Wall of China. Good spot. His Duetto's muffler detached in Baja. I think that means it fell off. And his 328 GTB encountered a coolant pipe leak at the Virginia City Blue Line. Really bad place to do that. Among his collection, Leslie's most treasured vehicle is Little Juliet, a 1.3-liter 1961 Alfa Romeo Julietta Spider. In addition, he owns a 1967 Alfa Duetto, a 1978 Ferrari 308 GTS, and a 1989 Ferrari 328 GTB, each selected for their distinct characteristics suited to different occasions. Leslie wants me to start a video before he comes up here to speak, so I'll let you welcome Leslie when we finish the video. And he did it all. So please welcome Leslie Yuen.
Thank you so much, Gary, for the nice introduction. And thank you for having me back. Actually, the last time I shared with you about my Shanghai experience, and this is the Hainan Open. Happened just several months ago, November. And the whole event is in the European FIVA website, by the way. It's a partnership, a long-term partnership between the FIVA and the China Open experience. So part of the introduction that Gary did a great job in doing some research about an interview that I had with South China Morning Post 9 years ago when I first went to Hong Kong to do the China rally. So remember the big picture, the Great Wall of China in my duetto, not the Alpha Juliet Spider. That was 9 years ago already. So this is going to be my 10th year, and good news is that I just get accepted by the Hong Kong Beijing in September. So I'm going back to the 3,500 miles trip, and much longer than this one. This is only 1,000 kilometers around the island. We had 68 vehicles. Most of us ship our cars from overseas, and we had from 16 countries, kind of 150 people plus the local volunteer. We had a 200 people, 12-day driving party. That's how I would summarize it. We have 5-day competition, and I will drill down to a few areas that you might be interested to ask. How do I ship my car? Where my car get confiscated in the costume? Will they let me go and come home? Along those lines. First of all, I ship my car through a Costel, very highly respected shipping company here in the Bay Area. And they really took good of my car. I shipped not only one but 2 cars over. But at that time, I paid only $2,000. I don't know how much the shipping costs today. So I have 2 cars in Hong Kong. I can just fly in and then I can do all these events. But the rest of the participants ship their car mostly from Europe and some as far as South Africa, because this is the FIVA behind that, and they have a lot of pre-war car club and whatnot. And the oldest car this time was a 1927 Bugatti. And the local are so talented. In fact, this is a sketch with the background at the marina at the island. And not only the Bugatti, he also sketched about half a dozen of that, and I can show you here later. So how cool is that to ship your car over to enjoy it, and there's a local artist who would do a poster for you to take home. This is just beyond your normal photographer memory. So this is the island, they call it the Oriental Hawaii. We did a whole loop around the island. This is called Hainan Island Open. So some of the language we also pick it up from the official, the website. But this time, for the first time, I saw a Cadillac from Arizona. I also saw a 300 SL, a pristine 300 SL Mercedes from San Diego. So I've done it so many times, so I volunteered, and in fact I donated the co-driver opportunity experience to a local charity. For those who might not have heard about it, it's called Fort Raleigh. So we raised some money for the local community, and last minute she called me that I couldn't make it, work was so busy. So I invited the local volunteers, so everybody had a great time. You know, they never sit into a classic car like that. So these are the volunteers, local volunteers. And the long story short, we won the third in class, and also we won the best manner driving team. And overall, we're top 5 out of 68 entries. And they rank you every single day of time and distance allocation. And they give you a road book every morning. And I will, you know, share with you a few, what is the competition like? What is the logistic if my car breaks down? Will I get help? What are the roads like? And a little bit about the competition rules, you know, and foot massage every day. So they have a team of people to unload your car when you ship your car over. They have a team almost like a very careful. They are not supposed to start your car, just to push it, making sure everything is handled well. And after clearing the costume, by the way, the organizer put multi-million dollars as a collateral deposit, so that, you know, when people ship their car over, they enjoy the event, and after that they ship back out. Because the local may offer you double or triple your money. Why don't I get your car now? No, this is an international, well-recognized event. We don't want any monkey business. You know, we want everybody to have a good time and enjoy it, so we can come back next year. So this is a highly, you know, I would say a highly well-organized event. And this is, I don't know what this, you know, they have, you know, Rolls Royce, Bentley, Bugatti, and Porsche, Ferrari, and the like, you know, so they're being really well expected that we are VIPs basically to the island. Now, after you ship it to the seaport, this is 1,000 kilometers away to the start time, you know. So the seaport was shipped to this time is in Shenzhen, just right across the border. So they have, talking about the operation, and they have double deck, maybe even 2 trading car that they can trade your car from the seaport to the secure storage before you fly in. Now after that, they will put your car into a secure storage. And they have 3 flatbed with you the whole time. So when you think about 68 cars, almost like every 20 car every day, there's a flatbed in between following you. So this is kind of the, you know, the local service support. I think it's kind of cool that to see a California plate, you know. You know, this is the 300 SL, so I took a picture of that. And also this is the Arizona. The couple entered from Arizona in this Eldorado. All right, so after you settle in, you fly in, your car is towed into a secure place, everything is good, and then we have a welcome dinner. And part of it is, I call it a very well-balanced event experience. It's not just driving your car for a few days and go home. So they really roll out a red carpet, and this time in particular, they have the Tang Dynasty reception. The European are pretty well dressed. You know, I just took one picture in here, and you can find more in the FIVA website. So this is the cultural welcoming dinner. And this is almost like a theater light with a runway. Really nice setup with the china, the dining plates and drinks, and people sitting on both sides. And this is the MC who come out and welcoming you. And then before dinner, there is the dancing, singing, musical, playment, entertainment. And I think this is cool, you know, the server really attends to each and every one of you. So it's not a round table style. So this is a really, you feel really welcome here. And dancing continue, entertainment continue. And I get a shot of this runway and people sitting on both sides. What a way to you feel welcome, you know, and then great food, great dinner, great entertainment by the marina. So this is the from their website, by the way. Okay, the next day you have the driver's training, and they explain to you in details. But the European, most of them, they know about the rowboat, you know. This is how, you know, the allocation of the time for the day, maybe about 4 to 6 hours, depends on the distance allocation of the day. It could be, you know, 100 miles, 200 miles, depends on the route in between hotels. You stay in different hotels every night. And you know, people pay attention to the driver's training. And as I said, you know, every morning you give them a rowboat and a time card. At departure of the hotel, you check in, and then they release a car maybe 30 seconds at a time, so that you don't, or you cannot do a read and follow. You have to read your own rowbook with your navigator. It's fun. It's part of the competition element of it. And then you can see the co-driver here, you know, taking notes. And I think you don't have to understand Chinese. This is in English, the rowbook. The distance, the time, the turn, and in fact they have, sometimes they have a photograph in the landmark so that you don't miss the turn. Say they have a plaza, a shopping center behind it, you put the left and the right. So it's in detail. And of course, I took a picture of this. This is the European are very, very serious about it. The vintage racing. You have all gadgets, TripItter, GPS, and the like. By the way, this is the #1 team from the Netherlands. I think this is a DFA, like a military ship. And they have only 2 speeds, forward and backward. And I think with all the entire competition, they only make 1 mistake. So this is the #1 car. And at the end, before that, they have a midpoint coffee break. You also check in your time. And in between the sections, and again, there is a time and distance allocation. What if you are ahead of time, say within 2 minutes, then you get 100 points deduction. What if you are late within 2 minutes, the deduction only 10 points. So the story here is that not you can drive fast, but you can drive leisurely, but yet cut into the time and distance allocation every checkpoint and every day. And at the end, every night they give you a ranking at the hotel lobby with the marshal sign off. I think our team started with number 10 out of 68 at the first day. And at the end, we were number 5 here. So we finished 5 overall and 3rd in class. There are 2 classes. So they list your name, your co-driver, your car year and model, and the points, and how much deduction, and this is the ranking. And they're all done by the sensor and the computer, so there's no human error, or rather, unless you dispute it, right? So this is very, very professional. They have a very good system. So this is a daily ranking, with the official, entry, 68 cars in here. Okay, and at the ceremony, this is a big deal, So we have the oldest car normally called car number 001, and we have the 1927 Bugatti Grand Prix here, leading the race. And then we're all, waiting for our turn, and the TV program announcer did a very good job. The day before, they would tell the locals where we will start, what time we will start, so the local can go out and just enjoy, the party. So this is the day 1, and people are so thrilled to see this car they've never seen, because in China the official import was in the late 60s. So none of these. You just don't see any of these driving on the public road. So people are thrilled. They just, and of course, this is a big party going on. This is some line dance. And people are just packed in both sides to send you off. Now, I take this picture, I was just behind it, and this gentleman just did the Targa Floria the year before in Daytona. And imagine 150 people for 12 days. You gotta make some friends at the end, and a lot of war stories to share. So this is part of the community. And this is some performance. And this is the team, the line dance team. And of course, all these kids just love it. I said, they asked, can my kids sit in the car? I said, okay, by all means. So this is the next generation of Raleigh driver. Okay, so the competition itself is 5 days around the island, 1,000 kilometers, and split it up into, you do the math, maybe averaging 200 kilometers a day, 120, 150 miles. So it's leisurely, allocated to about maybe a good 4 to 6 hours. So you have time to take a break, to do some sightseeing, to do some photos, get a coffee break and whatnot. And as long as you keep track of your time and where you are. So this is my car I shipped over at 2019, still in Hong Kong. So I think this infrastructure is nice. It's a bridge. So I think it's a nice picture to share. So this is the start line. Yeah. One thing about the Eldorado is that you can have a party of 4 people. Invite your in-laws to party. Or maybe a VW bus, huh? For the lunch brunch group. And I think it's cool. It's an island, still very cultural. This is a herd of cows. And they have the right of way. We stop until they finish crossing. And people in general are very, very happy. This is the Bugatti, it's later from England. And even in the traffic, and this is the back road, open field. We avoid the highway, basically. Back road is the best. And this is perhaps, is it at the gas station? Good traffic jam. And this is at the plaza, some families out there enjoying. And this is the coffee break. You know, getting to a nice park. And a car break down in the middle of the village. So we all help out. You know, I think we have about 6 Ferraris at that time. And this is my car. Yeah, we know this. I know this father and son for 10 years. There are a lot of returnees because every time we do it in a different location. Last time was in Shanghai. You know, this time is in the island, Oriental Hawaii, and I think they're planning to do a Hong Kong, the big Greater Bay Area this year. So you can go into, you know, every year without with different route basically. And each region has their own cuisine, has their own route, has their own culture. So you can do a whole lap of China by the time you're done. And the organizer want to encourage 70% overseas participants and 30% local, because this is part of the, you know, the culture community they're building. The local has newer vehicles. They don't have that pre-walls. So this is one of the father and son team, father and daughter team from the local entry. Yeah, and it's green, it's nice, you know, lot of parks everywhere. And we caught these two. Well, it's a holiday, right? It's a Hawaii, so whatever do in Hawaii, as they say, right? But I get this photo in front of the stoplight, even just for a minute. Yeah, and the island has a lot of visitors, a lot of tourists, and you know, we were just exiting the secure storage onto the hotel. I think this is cool. Yeah. Yeah, and I think there was a mechanical at the coffee break. So they're trying to figure it out. This is the Bugatti. Felipe is pretty young. The car has been with the family since the 20s. I think it lost for 10 or 15 years, and he was able to trace it back, and now it's going back to the family. It's nice, you know, the family, the car, they all have stories. So this is, people may ask, how's the road? The road are pretty nice actually. Except that we might pull over for a coffee break, you know, maybe get into some dirt. Otherwise, the roads are pretty nice. People ask about what is my car break down, you know. So it happened to me, as Gary said, you know. So when we pulled it, my car was running rough. Now imagine my last rally was before the COVID. So my car hasn't been basically taking a long 1,000-mile drive for years. So the carburetor was running a bit rough. So when we pulled into the hotel parking lot, end of the day, we all parked. And the team of 5 mechanics came over, quickly removed the airbox, you know, the butterfly, venturi, and get it clean and adjust all carburetors, just right on the spot. And within an hour, they're done. You know, so I think I was really pleased, and the car flies the next day when all the cars are synced correctly. And they know, you know, these are old cars, you know, but the mechanics are very good. And also my tires were old from Shanghai, and I ordered a new set of tires within China. They shipped it to my hotel, and then I brought it up. I want to test about the local installer. It's very convenient. You drive over, they lift it up, they changed the tires almost like in no time. Very efficient. And in fact, I didn't put it here. Okay, this is funny. I ran out of gas. Remember pushing sign there? It was a driver's error because I want to get the best gas, 98. So when I put in the gas station, they said, we have only 95. I said, okay, don't worry, just give me half. I don't want to fill it up. But I forget that I only have half tank, so I kept going. So I ran out of gas. I called them, and the support crew, instead of bringing me a gallon, so I can keep going, they sent a tow truck. Get my car onto the tow truck, drive to the gas station, and climb up and fill it for me. This is pretty cool, right? You run out of gas in China. So what I'm saying is that the service, you don't have to worry about it. Breakdown, tow, service, people are there taking good care of you. This might have another little bit of the issues, but this is from Europe, the license plate. What about the hotel? Really nice hotel, 5-star. We always stay at a 5-star hotel. Reason why I share this photo is that, do you see the bathtub in the middle of the room? Huh? Isn't it nice? Everything is 5-star. And the thing is that we stay at brand like Marriott. Here is just like okay. But when they're in China, they're really, really welcoming the foreign brand, and this is the Marriott. Like one time I went to the Starbucks in Shanghai, it's amazing. It's like a castle. You go in and get a cup of coffee. Yeah. And this is, the Hawaii, the island. This is from the roof, a shot, This is really nice vacation spot. And I took a picture of this. This is all kinds of noodles. By the way, we mostly, other than the welcoming dinner and closing ceremony dinner, we had it arranged in a special venue, and mostly we have the buffet in the hotel. Really nice buffet at a 5-star hotel. Breakfast, dinner, and in fact, I was asked, can I borrow your car, put in the middle of the lobby for display so that my guests can see? I said, by all means. So the manager cleaned it up, cleaned up the mud, and they put my car here. I think this is cool. Special, very secure parking, end of the day. You're in the middle of the lobby. So we feel very welcome. And this is another shot of the hotel. Now, these are small cars that we're driving, so the crew will help you all these luggages for 12 days. You put into the receptionist. They will carry and transport your luggages room to room. You don't have to worry, so you can just jump into your car in the morning, get a picnic bag, and go and have fun for the day, and arrive at the next town, the next hotel. Your luggages will be there waiting. Okay, and at the end of the 5-day competition, daily ranking and whatnot, we have an award at the finish line. And as I said, I got the third in class and also the best manner driving. And this is the number 1 team from the Netherlands with their Jeep crossing the finish line. This is me and my 2 co-drivers. It's really nice. You feel very welcome, and everything is really, celebrative, festive. I like this group. This is a 911 RS from Germany, and she just dressed like a model, especially at the welcoming dinner. and they are really, formal, and everybody had a good experience. And speaking the language, I have the bonus, and the local TV would, interview me and share my stories, and I was so excited, to remember last time about the 24-hour lemon. We always want to be a winner, but because of we're too busy with work, we're too busy with raising a family, and now it's time. You can go out and win. So I was happy. And at the end, we shipped our car all the way back to Hong Kong, and we have 4 delegates from Hong Kong Car Club, which is our member, who went to Highland Island. We shared it with the local members and the public. And we have 4 cars went to Mili, China. By the way, that's another story for another day. So that was going on at the same time, basically in November. Hainan Open and Mili, China going on at the same time. I don't know why. I hope that they talk to each other so I can do both next time. So they gave me a 3rd award of the best convertible in a charity show. I think they, between you and me, I think they want to encourage people to drive the car more, instead of just putting it into a museum, and a collection. So part of it, I think that they want to encourage. There are 150 cars, so many nice cars in Hong Kong, by the way. A lot of high-end collectors are in Hong Kong, but with that, they awarded me the best convertible. I was honored. And of course, when you're in Hawaii, right, it's nice, go in, swim, have fun, 5-day competition, 1-day parade. So you have a few days to go around and do the touristy attraction. I think that ends my presentation. Thank you. Now, questions. Before I answer the questions, I tell you about the costs, like people may ask. So 1 car, 2 people, 12-day hotel, food, everything included, road permit, insurance, $10,000 US. Not bad, right? Not bad, $10,000 US. So for people who might ship the car there, and I know of a good shipper, Costel, and if we can get a 40-foot container, maybe 2 cars in 1 container, we save a little bit money. But that, I'm happy to refer you to the shippers. Okay, so that's the cost questions. Okay, now open the other questions. Yes?
Is the event officiated by people from the organization, or are they in conjunction with Chinese local people as well?
This is a partnership of FIVA Europe and the local organizer.
What does FIVA stand for?
I think Federation International Vehicle Association. I think it was established in 1966. When you go into the website, they have a lot of interesting things going. Yeah, so that's a partnership. So that's why they have the road books, the distance, the time. This is all standard. So we don't have to reinvent the wheels. And the local is talking about the routes, the hotel, logistic, and help and support. Yes?
So what's the limitation for local vehicles? Like how many, how old?
The local is a little bit more lenient because the official import didn't start till late 80s, right? So we have a Porsche 928, maybe, the 80s. We had a VW Beetle. We have the local limousine. So the local are more lenient in terms of the age, but the international, they would expect people, ship some nice and interesting cars. Yes.
What was the basis for the division? You said there were 2 demarcations.
Right.
What was the
1974 is the cutoff, and older. So mine is a 79. So I'm in the in the other class. Maybe while you're thinking of questions, they give a lot of souvenir. So this is the whole take-home set, and of course you have the set right when you put into your car. Nice plate, and this is take-home. You know, the pin, the souvenir, the event, and before you enter your car, you give them a photograph of the car, so that they can collect and print a book with your car and your photo there even before you arrived. And the committee selected about half a dozen cars, have a local artist do a drawing with the background, you know, of the route. This is Hawaii Marina, or rather Hainan Marina. And then you have a gift to take home, so they have multiple, and also the print, you know, would go into the original owner. And I would suggest next time, as an option, you draw every single car. You know, and if people want to buy it, how cool is that, you know? It's an original drawing by the local artist. By the way, the video was done by just a local entrance. Are very talented, people are very talented, are very passionate about the classic car. As I said, 10 years ago, I did my first China rally in Beijing with a participant, and today he's the #1 restaurant shop in China. When you go into the YouTube, you know, you can Google a lot of the China car show and whatnot. One they just finished last week. It's just like SEMA in Las Vegas, and they have the aftermarket, you know, brake part, suspension, and all that. And it's just amazing. So I am privileged, in fact, for the last 10 years to do it every time and to see the growth and the passion, most importantly. And yesterday I was accepted to enter my 1961 Alpha Julietta in September to do the Hong Kong Beijing rally. So I invited my friend from San Francisco to come along, and we call it the Team Gold Rush. So another group is doing Western China into Vietnam in May. And when you talk about Million is going on, and also the China Open is going on, it's just a big, big party. You know, yes. Okay, the question was, what was the best manner award? I had a question I asked the organizer too, you know. Actually, this is a committee, not only the manager, including the volunteers, they can have a vote on that. Being bilingual help out a lot, you know, of overseas entries. I want to make sure if they stop, they're okay, they need help, if they need translation and whatnot. And I have two young and nice looking volunteers with me. I think that is a bonus. So they're dressed well, they behave, so all together. And then how cool is that to see a Ferrari from San Francisco? We're still overseas. You know? So I think all together, this is people voting for it. Yeah. Yes?
How much do you drive your cars on the street? Did you stay after that rally and drive and tour on your own?
Good, good. In fact, we want to get the most out of it. The permit allowed a whole month. And in fact, I haven't had it here. It's pretty cool. You know, pretty good souvenir. They have at the back your name, your car, the year, the events, the route that you go. In our cases, from Hong Kong all the way to the island. So after that, before they collect your car shipping back, we have a few days to go back to the islands that where we maybe had not time, didn't take a break, didn't go to the water, so we can go anywhere we want. And in fact, some went to the night market. Isn't it cool to drive a 1927, car or whatever into the night market? Yeah, that's a good, nice bars, nice area, very touristy, Hainan Island. Yes.
What was the weather like?
In the 70s, in November it's nice. That's why all these events getting into November, December, October, in the 70s. It rained one day though. You saw that, we pulled into that checkpoint. But the rest is just beautiful.
Do you allow motorcycles? Do you ever ride motorcycles?
Not in this rally. And I know of a lot of the off-roading, 4x4 up in the desert in north. It's just like circuits, here. And they have a motorcycle group event as well. So to me, it combined a good element of competition, touristy, 5-star hotel, and then good friends, nice dinner. So to me, that's why I keep doing that. And different time as you're in a different city, in a different states, if you will. All right, good. No more questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leslie. I think we all really enjoyed that. Look forward to hearing about your 3,500-mile adventure.